Our coverage of Campaign 2016, South Carolina will receive some attention in the coming days as two presidential debates will take place in Charleston.
The Republican debate will happen tonight, followed by the Democratic debate on the 17th. 7 News reporter Christine Scarpelli has more from a popular stop on the campaign trail in Greenville. Hey, Christine.
Hey guys, good morning. Laura, Tracy, where better to be in the morning than Tommy's Country Ham House for sure. But just like you said, a very popular stop for candidates on the campaign trail. They know this is where they can find South Carolina voters, especially conservative voters. They'll show up at the polls and they'll show up here at Tommy's Ham House. Let's quickly tell you who you're going to see in the main segment. It's going to be Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, Ben Carson, Chris Christie, Jeb Bush, and John Kasich. That's who you're going to see at 9 o'clock on that main stage tonight. Fox Business Channel has told us it's going to be a smaller group than normal, but that also means we may get to hear from some of those candidates a little bit longer on the important topics, the economy, and also, of course, fighting terrorism. But going back to that group, we've got expert professor from Furman University, Brent Nelson, here with us this morning, and we're so glad because it's kind of interesting. You know, the pool is getting smaller and smaller. Can we expect that to continue? Are there pros and cons to that?
Yes, we're going to see this pool shrink in the near future, especially after we start voting in Iowa and New Hampshire. So this is the last great time for South Carolinians to see this big pool of people, 7 people on the main stage, 3 on the kids' table, and so this is a great time to see all the candidates, almost all the candidates that have been in for quite a long time. This is the last shot.
And how about them? Are they going to have a strategy? Do they need to refocus what they're going to discuss in these debates, since maybe they get a little bit more time or a little bit more face time on TV?
Yeah, well, they're really going to try to make a big impact tonight because the real campaign started around New Year's. Those of us who have been following it for a while think it's been going on forever, but now voters are beginning to really think, okay, who am I going to caucus for in Iowa? Who am I going to vote for in South Carolina and New Hampshire? And so people are really focused, and these candidates, especially the ones that are around the 10%, haven't really broken out. The Jeb Bushes and the Chris Christies are going to want to make a major impact, and that means they're going to shoot for Trump and Cruz, and so this ought to be really exciting.
So exciting to hear that this debate may be very exciting, and again, the smaller group of people, the more important it is for those candidates to show up.
And Christine, curious to hear what Brent says, what he thinks about Donald Trump, if he thinks Trump can actually continue this momentum and become the party's nomination.
Okay, so of course Donald Trump, controversial. Everybody brings him up. How important is it for him to I guess, you know, Tracy's saying show up, but do you think he's going to be able to stick with it and become the nominee?
Well, that's the major question. Again, no one has yet voted, so we're only talking about polls, and Trump has a huge lead in South Carolina, so we'll see what's going on there. But that's the big question. Can he hang on when people actually start voting?
Okay. All right, you hear it first, guys. Here you go. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Christine, and thanks to Brent for waking up so early this morning. There will be a Democratic debate Sunday in Charleston, and the GOP candidates will be in Greenville February 13th for a CBS debate. You'll only be able to watch that right here on 7 News.
Time now 6:35.